Hello and welcome back. I'm Nicole, a cottage witch, and today I'm doing a response to the tag Mabon Magic by Danny Mystic and Lisa Lopez of Glitter and Gators. They just recorded that, or went live with that this morning as I'm recording this. And it was so much fun to watch, as they usually are, really. And it's kind of the perfect fall tag that involves both tarot and books and other cozy fall things. So here we go. The first prompt is Sweater Weather, a deck that makes you feel comfy cozy. And for this, I picked exactly the same deck that they did, which is the Heartwood Tarot. Because look at that. Like, does it get cuter? I don't think so. Hopefully it's focusing reasonably well. I can't really tell. Whoops. And I'm dropping cards all over the floor, so you know it's going well. But it's, I mean, all of their decks are always adorable and just stunningly beautiful. But these ones are, this one is just, I don't know, extra cozy for some reason. So yeah, that's this one. Like, even the tower card, is that not the coziest tower card that's ever been created? Quite possibly, I think. So yeah, I've been using that this fall and it is so comfy. Number 2 is pumpkin spice season, a favorite fall beverage. So I don't like pumpkin, but I do like the spices. So I've got in my I like to stay in bed reading, it's too peoply outside mug, which is very much how I'm feeling on this rainy fall day. Some Saskatoon berry apple spiced cider. And it's an astonishingly good balance of the Saskatoon berries and the apple and cinnamon. It's really fun. I just got this yesterday at the farmer's market. The other thing I've been drinking a lot this fall already is Spirit Bear Coffee and Tea, which is an Indigenous owned company in, where are they? Vancouver? Yeah, Vancouver. This is their rich and silky hot chocolate salted caramel. And it really does taste like salted caramel hot chocolate. It's luxurious. It's really nice. So I may have to get some more because I drink a fair bit of hot chocolate, especially in the fall and winter. But usually it's just ordinary hot chocolate, like just cocoa powder and icing sugar, and that's it. But this one's really nice. Number 3, Deepening Shadows, a deck that challenges you. So I have Tarot Persephone's Garden because, I mean, I like the fall season, so it challenges me, but not harshly, like not like the Somnia Tarot challenges me. I could have picked that one if I can enunciate today, but it's too wintry for me, so I don't have it out yet. But it is the season now where the garden is starting to wind down and die back, and this is just too perfect for that. And so it is challenging because it does, you're dealing with death and the end of a cycle. Which is not always the most cheerful thing, but it is an essential thing and an unavoidable thing, so you might as well learn to live with it. So yeah, that's what I use this deck for, and it's so beautiful. The next prompt is Let's Get Cozy, a favorite comfort item. So for me, it's always like curling up with a book and a cup of tea or hot chocolate and a sweater. It is finally sweater season and I'm very happy about it. Or a blanket. I have a quilt that I made right there in the background. So I've broken that out, which is lovely and very cozy. All right, Crisp Autumn Air, a deck that brings clarity. So this might bring clarity to only me because I'm the one that made it. But I have used the Prairie Herbalist Tarot, if I could remember what I called my own deck, for goodness sake. to connect with plant spirits, and it does bring me some clarity around the plants around me, their preferences, their uses, their energy, that sort of thing. So there's birch. Flip to some that I have been showing lately. The lighting's a bit funny here today. Oh well, it's fall. The lighting's only going to get weirder between now and winter when it goes away. Because I'm in Canada, so, you know, well, anytime I record in the winter, there's no light. Because, you know, it's out from about 9 or 10 in the morning till about 3:30 or 4. And that's it. That's all we got. And so yeah, unless I record on the weekend, it's all gone. But yeah, this does bring me clarity in terms of connection to plants and plant spirits. It might not provide that clarity to anybody but me, which is fine, because I made it for me. It is on playing cards on the off chance anybody else is interested, but it is very specific to my area, so I totally understand if prairie plants are not everybody else's cup of tea. Me time is the 6th prompt. I can't handle tuck boxes, apparently. A hobby or project you want to dive into this fall. So weaving, I'll insert a video of the loom I've got just over there. This is my little tabletop loom here, just clamped to the table. And I'm working on a shawl, which basically is the entire width of the loom. And I've only just started, so I've got about that far in with purple, and then I'll go with this pinkish red and the white, not off-white, I don't know what you call that color, beige, tan, something like that. Anyway, that is the shawl that I'm working on right now. And also the other thing is collage. I want to do more of that this winter because I got back into it to make the Runic Journey Oracle, which was how I basically excuse me, started studying the runes more, because there's a book called Call of the Runes, which is really, really good. And so I used that in his YouTube channel as well, in which he goes through the first 2 ets so far, and used what I learned from that to make these keywords and stuff at the bottom. And I have another version without the keywords that's just the collage with the rune. So I made myself a set of rune rocks and photographed that on these collages. But it was really fun making these collages as a way to learn, and also just a way to be creative again, because during the pandemic my creative mojo just sort of went away for like a good 2 or 3 years, and so it's starting to come back now, but only occasionally. And I haven't done a lot of collage in years, so many years. So it was really fun to get back into that, and I will have to do some more for sure. And then the other, so this also fills the prompt, the next prompt, back to school, a deck that invites a deeper dive or full-on study, because I've been using it to study. The other deck though that I have for that I really, really want to study this winter so I can actually use it is our tarot, because I love the collage, and any card where I know the woman who is matched up with the card, it's a brilliant pair. Like, the creator of this deck did an astonishingly good job. Like, really, it's incredible. But there are so many, like this person, Jovita Idar, I have never even heard of. Like, the name is not familiar at all. Neither is this person. So I really do, and the guidebook is really good. It's got a page or 2 about each of these women and why they fit into the card. So, like, that's so beautiful. I love it. So yeah, I really, really want to study this fall. This and the ruins are, I think, my 2 fall and winter, like when it's too to go outside, study projects. I think that's the plan. because I really want to be able to use this deck as a tarot, which, I mean, I could and just use the RWS meanings, but that sort of defeats the point of having these collages and the women in them and everything. And I want to understand why the women are chosen, because like I said, for every woman that I do know why they were chosen, like Emily Dickinson for the Hermit, it's so perfect. So yeah, really need to get on this already, because I've had this deck for a little while now and I just can't use it because I need to study it. So that'll be a good winter project, I think, or fall maybe. Really having trouble with the tuck boxes today. All right, the next prompt is a time of transformation, a favorite fall ritual, spell, or change in your routine. So aside from like garden cleanup, which I do a bit of, I do leave some of the stuff out there in case pollinators want to use it. I just have a balcony garden though, so it's little. So we'll do a bit of gardening cleanup, and then I've got, I've got some seeds I'm going to plant over and try and overwinter. So like cow parsnip, blue elder, which I'd love to get growing, and sunflowers. These are 3 that I'm going to try and plant probably in a couple of weeks. I'm waiting for the first frost, which is getting later and later every year. So hopefully soon I'll be able to plant those. And then I do change out, I don't have a lot of rituals and things, but I do change out the candles I use. So I was at a night market a couple weeks ago and got a candle called Log Cabin, spruce, amber, and rosewood, which smells amazing. By the Natural Mystic Arts, who I think has an Etsy shop. And then some of her incense sticks as well. There's a Sweet Meadow, which is grass, wildflower, and May. Don't know what that means, but it smells good. And then Forest Bath, which is pine, raspberry, and musk. And they're both, I actually think these might be my favorite incense I've ever gotten, because I don't need to open all the windows to make it possible to use it. It's a little more subtle than some of them. And maybe some people like the stronger ones that give you more bang for your buck, I guess, but oh well. I just have a little apartment, so I don't need them to be extra strength. So yeah, those I've got out now, and I'll put away the more summery, sort of bright citrus floral candles. And then the next prompt is treat time, an indulgent, extravagant, or luxurious deck. And I've got 2 for that. I move my mug out of the way. One is the Lioness Oracle Tarot. And just the feel of this is beautiful. Oh, these are the backs. Like, is that not luxurious? It looks luxurious to me. And it just feels maybe a little extravagant, or not, well, maybe less extravagant than indulgent. It's a little indulgent. And I really, really love this one. The other one that I picked, which is actually the same one that I think Lisa picked in their video, is the Moonchild Tarot, the Shadow Edition. That's not showing up very well. There we go. It's also got a really luxurious feel. The cards are very, very thick. And it's got this purple plum sort of colored edging, which is fun, and the backs, and it just, everything about them feels very, I don't know, this feels more luxurious even, I think, than the Lioness. It's really beautiful. I've used it with the Pleasure Alchemy cards, which is really fun and works really well. And I'd always wanted to try a Danielle Noel deck, but none of them, I always liked the idea of them more than I think I'd actually like them. And then this one came out and I'm like, okay, it's a little bit darker, it's very purple, I can work with this, and I can, and it's beautiful. Look at that. Love it. So yeah, sometime this winter I'll pull this one out. It's very heavy, but yeah, it's very good. It's a little, like, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a bit of glitter in the back of the box. Like, everything about the production quality is very good. So yeah, for that reason it also feels a bit luxurious. And then the last prompt is Rainy Day Read, a book you can't wait to read this fall. And I've got a few, because of course I do. One is a book I've already started, which is Horror Stories, Classic Tales from Hoffman to Hodgson, because, you know, October. And I've gotten through the first 100 pages of 450 odd. So, you know, I'm a little ways in, and I've really enjoyed them so far. It's different than some of the newer horror that I've read, for sure, but they're really fun to read and really interesting, and will be extra fun to read cozied up under a quilt over there. And then I'm going to read The Cambridge Companion to the Brontës, because I'm going to reread Wuthering Heights, I think, for Gothlit November. And I have read 2 or 3 biographies of the Brontës, but years ago, like almost 20 years ago, or about 20. So it's been a while. I read them all in my undergrad, and that was some time ago now. So yeah, I do want to read this because I love them. And then I got Writing Poetry in the Dark by Stephanie M. Wytivich, which should be fun. There's a Writing in the Dark, but I'm not really a fiction writer. I write poetry just for myself, not for publication, but just to play for fun. And I listened to the audiobook for Stephen Fry's The Ode Less Traveled, which is phenomenal. And then I read Stephanie Wytivich's In Search of Blackberries or something like that. And it was really interesting. I don't love free verse, but I loved the different subject matter, because I've read some more classic poetry this year, and the subject matter does get a bit repetitive, and at a certain point I get a little tired of it. On that note, Into the Forest and All the Way Through is a book of poetry about 100 missing and murdered women in the US, which is unusual as subject matter goes. It is, I think, free verse, but I'll give it a go. It includes information about the woman who went missing, or was murdered, or whatever the case may be. So this woman, Tina Marie Finley, is Native American and disappeared when she was 25 in 1988, which is nauseating. But I would have never thought of poetry about missing and murdered women, so this will be an interesting October adventure. And then they had a bonus prompt, because they spent the first 15 or 20 minutes of the video, of the live stream, talking about their favorite scents, like smells scents, and it was really quite fun, actually. And I would say mine have to be anything to do with those mulling spices, like cinnamon, cloves, allspice, nutmeg, those ones. Those are my favorites. So now I'm going to take my spiced apple cider with cinnamon in and go read a book. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.